Hi, my name is Omar Hernández, and in this tutorial I'm going to talk about how to set up your own shelf in Maya. So as you can see in the Maya's interface, we have different shelves. We have, for example, curved surfaces, polygons, sculpting, etc. We have a different bunch of tools or functions separated in these shelves. We can create our own shelves with the tools, functions, or scripts we use the most. Like this, for example. And this is how we do it. First we go to the settings. Let's create a new shelf. Select new shelf and let's name this shelf own. Okay, and here we're gonna have at the end our own shelf. In this shelf we can store functions, we can store tools or scripts. I'm gonna show you how to do this. First let's go to polygons. Let's bring a couple of spheres. Let's say, for example, that we have this geometry with this deformed geometry, and I need to delete the history. To do this, we select both geometries and we go to Edit, Delete by Type History. Since we already have a shortcut, Alt-Shift-T, I'm not gonna create a button for my shelf. But sometimes we need to delete channels. We don't have a shortcut for channels. I'm gonna create a button for delete channels. So we go to our shelf, we press and hold Control and Shift keys, and then we go Edit, Delete by Type, select Channels. Apparently nothing happened, but let's release and we're gonna see the button in our shelf. This is gonna delete channels on whatever geometry we're selecting. So we just click on it, it's gonna delete channels, and so I don't have to go to the menu, Edit, Delete by Type, Channels every time I need to delete channels. I just select and click my button. Now I need a tool for my shelf. Let's say, for example, I need to move randomly the vertices of this geometry. I would go to Modeling, Edit Mesh, Transform, and then I move my vertices out, change the random attribute, and that's it. Now I have my vertices moved. Let's say I need that tool to be always on my shelf so I can use it over and over again. I'm gonna undo what I did, and this is how we are gonna do this. Press and hold Control and Shift key and then go to Edit Mesh, Transform. We have two options. We can select Transform or the options on Transform. If we select Transform, whatever attributes we have in the options is what this is going to use. In this case it's 0.45 in the random attribute. So if I select these vertices, click on the button, it's going to apply a 0.45 random attribute for these vertices. If, for example, I need the tool, this transform tool, but I need to change the random attribute every time I use it, then I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna select some vertices in this geometry. Let's go press Control and Shift keys, hold them, and go to Edit Mesh, Transform, and then click Options. Now we have a second button. The difference is that now we select these vertices, I click on the second button, and then I'm gonna see the options for this tool. Here I can change randomly if I want. If I want to use 0.45, I select the first button, and then I'm gonna have 0.45 for these vertices. Now let's say that I want to add a script to my shelf. For this I'm gonna let's try a script. I'm gonna write here with controller, which is a script I already have in my script folder. So let's hit enter, and there it is. This is the script I want to have in my shelf. So I already know how to run this. I just write with controllers and that's gonna appear. I'm gonna select this name, middle mouse click and drag it to the shelf. and then release the middle mouse button. So now it's gonna ask me if it's gonna be a mail Python button. Since I know this is a mail script and I was running with a mail here, I'm gonna click on mail. Now I have a script in my shelf. Every time I click this button, it's gonna open the script. Now every time I put a new script, it's gonna have the mail icon. If it's a Python thing, it's gonna have the Python icon. I can change this icon. I can right click on the icon, then go to edit, go to shelves, and here I'm gonna look for a different icon. I'm gonna click on the folder, and that's gonna open my Maya, the version, in this case 2016 preferences icons. Here I have the Wiz icons folder. I go there and then select B13 PNG. That's what I want to use. Click on open, and that's gonna assign that icon to that particular button. I'm gonna click save all shelves, and that's already saved. That's my shelf with some functions, some tools, in this case the transform tool and the options for the transform tool, and a script, in this case with controllers. And that's it. That's how you have your own shelf.